Legacy officially launched yesterday on the Gala Games platform. I've been playing it quite a lot since launch, and here are several tips and tricks that can improve your gameplay and some features that you may not know about. So let's get to it. Before we get into the tips and tricks, I'm going to quickly tell you what I personally did. I went over to the Gala Games store, and then I did purchase the medium gem bundle and the large cash pack bundle, which is here, and the medium gem bundle is here. It's roughly $35 or like 30 quid if you're in the UK. And the reason I did this is because it gives you a good initial boost when you start playing the game. So let's head over to the game and I'll show you what I mean. So here we are in the Legacy game, and what the large cash value pack and the medium gem pack allow you to do is, if you scroll out, they allow you to unlock all these areas. So you start off with the town center, and then you can buy the dockside, you can buy the parkland, you can buy the fluffy garden, and you can buy the Arabelle. So the Arabelle, I believe, costs 900 gems. This is like 1,500. This is like 25,000. This is 15,000. That's why you need the large cash value pack to make sure you unlock all of these. The reason you want to unlock all of these is that if you zoom into here where you see coming soon, some of these have factories, some of them have resources, and some of them have workers. So when you unlock some of these, I believe if you unlock this one, it gives you 3 workers and a bunch of other things. If you unlock this one, it gives you a factory and like the metal working deposit. So if you want to kickstart your journey, you can spend 20 to 30 bucks and unlock all the regions, which give you more building space and give you more access to the ideal layouts. I find this corner here is amazing because it has this long strip here, as well as this bend where you can put your resources and your warehouses. So you could consider that the first tip. Now let's move on to the second tip. When playing this game, you will be using resources. So as you can see here, this is the farm and this is the metalwork. You have clay as well as pigments. Now, these resources have a limited quantity. So if you zoom into the metalworking one, you can see right here, it says 1,728. When this finishes, when you run out of resources, it will go into cooldown. The cooldown is 15 minutes. Now, the reason you want to be careful of this is when you are doing competitions, you don't want to have a 15-minute cooldown because that is pretty much a third of the competition. You want to make sure your resources are stocked up. You have a decent amount, at least over 1,500. If you're doing the most sales, which is the current competition happening, you want to make sure you have the maximum resources possible. So you can also store some of the resources in the warehouse. You unlock the warehouse by completing quests, which we'll talk about in just a sec. But once this gets depleted, it goes to 0 and you have a 15-minute cooldown, so keep that in mind for when you do competitions. Now, we did just talk about warehouses are unlocked by doing quests. So what are quests? Well, basically, if you click up here top left, these are the quests assigned to you by your manager. So this is the growth manager. He's basically telling me to earn $495 from selling products, and once I do that, I will be able to unlock some of these. You don't get all of these, you'll get some of these. So if you quickly come down to here, you can see you get all of these because it says take all and it's in the left hand side corner. So you get all of these, and here it says choose one. So you get to pick one of the 4. Now, ideally, the thing that is the most expensive is what you want to try and aim for. So it'll be the tap upgrade, the super storage upgrade, or the super worker upgrade. You have an upgrade worker capacity here, but you have a double upgrade worker capacity here. So there's no point buying this one. You want to spend 50 more bucks and get this one if this is what you choose. And it's basically 150 and 175 here also. So as you progress in the quest, you'll be able to unlock more buildings and more features, as well as like leisurely decorations and other gameplay mechanics. So you can kind of consider that a tip, which is progress in the quest to unlock more buildings to make things more smoothly, because the more you quest, the more builders you get, and the more builders you get, the more automation you can start, which makes it less click intensive, because when you start this game, it is fairly click intensive. When you get builders, you want to be able to assign the builders correctly. So what you want to do is you want to zoom out, which will give you this info panel here. Now, what this allows you to do is it allows you to assign your workers. So if you see here, the ones in the green slot mean that they are already assigned to this building and they are working in this building. The ones that are gray means that there's currently no workers assigned to this building and the maximum capacity is 2. As you can see here, the maximum capacity is 5 because I've upgraded that with my quest rewards. So if you want to change the position of one of your workers, all you have to do is click on one of the icons, click and drag over to a building. So if I want to move him from here to here, I'll just click and drag him here, and then it will drop near the building. And as you can see, one green disappeared there and one green is added there. Now I'm going to put him back. And the other way to do this, if you don't want to go through this menu, is if you right click, you can just press eject. That will eject the worker, and then you can just click on him in the map and drag him over. For example, I can do that and then move him over to here. And as you can see, he is no longer working in this building. He is now assigned to this building. Speaking of buildings, something that I don't think most people realize is if you right click on some of the factories and buildings, you can change the design. For example, this is a 2x2 building. Now, if you want to make it more efficient and have it as a 1x2 building, you can click and drag and rearrange certain blocks here and there to make it how exactly you want it. And as you can see here, it shows you your design rank. Now, I'm not going to do any of this. I'm going to quickly exit. But one example would be over here. This factory, if I just quickly click on design, it's normally a 2x2, but I've made it a 1x3. And I've made it so I can basically stack it next to the metal worker, closer to the trucks, which allow them to export it pretty fast. This moves on to our next step, which is town layout. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure your resources and the production of factories are pretty close to each other. So I've basically assigned it where they just need to walk across, and it speeds up the process of gathering the raw resources, put them in the factory and processing them in the factory. Then they move over to here and they produce that into the actual design, whatever you have, and then they send it over here. Now, this is by no means the best design, but it's the one I'm currently using. There are probably more efficient designs and builds out there, so you can mess around with it. You can put all that town style knowledge to use in Legacy. Let's move on to the next tip, which is when you progress in the quests, you unlock something called the mine. And what the mine allows you to do, it allows you to get 100 gems a day. Now, this is like any other resource. You can just click on it to do it manually, or you can designate a worker to mine the gems for you. Every day it will have 100 gems to mine, and then it will go on cooldown. As you can see here, there's 6 hours 6 minutes left till the gems reset. And what this allows you to do is those 100 gems are what you need to participate in a competition. So basically the game gives you 1 entry free a day. But if you don't want to enter competitions and you just want to play the game and you don't want to worry about the competition side, what you can use gems for is if you click on the research tab here, you can use gems to slowly unlock different buildings. So as you can see here, the Burger of the Gods pack needs cash and gems. And this is 100 gems, which you can get in a day. And if you continuously leave the game running, you can probably generate that 12,000. So you can unlock different buildings and different components for certain designs. If we go over to businesses, you start off with either burgers or cakes when you launch the game. Then you can go to the research lab, research the other one, and then you need both of those to start unlocking the bicycle production line. Once you unlock these, you can head over to these tabs in the research lab, and it gives you different designs, different components to increase your creative design for that specific tree. You can also go to buildings here and unlock different buildings. As you can see, I'm currently researching the produce clock, so we'll see what that is. But you can get factory window burger, factory window cake, factory window bicycle. I can use these, as I said previously, to upgrade the design for your factory. So when it comes in here, it's going to be in one of these sections here. As you can see, we have this, and we can just attach it like this. Even though it doesn't look fancy, just for the video purposes, you can basically attach another window. There's 4 of these, so you can basically just keep doing this and then building like a giant tower. You'll get better score, better satisfaction, and your rank will increase here. As you can see, this design is currently ranked 2nd for the factory, which is kind of nuts. Moving on to the next tip, you can interact with the environment. For example, if I move this barn all the way over to here and press accept, you can see that there's currently trees going into that design. Well, if you just hold left click on the tree, it will shrink and it will turn into resources. And then you can move those resources somewhere else. For example, that tree is equivalent to 10 timber. And I'm just going to leave my timber here and move this one over there as well. And later on, when I need timber, I can just pick up from the resources here. You can also do this in other zones. For example, if we head over to the docklands, you have these bunch of stones or like clay, you can say. And if you do the same thing to these, they turn into, I believe it's raw metal. Yes, exactly. So you can get metal. So if you want to get a bunch of resources early, preferably metal, because it's useful to create the bicycle components, you can just keep your mouse clicked on this section and it will turn these rocks and stones into metal, and it will clean up the design for your town and environment, which is then used, if you click down here, for decoration, culture and leisure. I think it will increase your decoration for your town if you make it look better. When you increase your decoration, culture and leisure, it makes your worker speed more efficient. As you can see here, I have a bunch of decorations, which is giving me 34% decoration. And then I have culture, which is like the disco ball, the pub, the calf, all of that, etc. These are unlocked by progressing in the quests. As you can see here, if I progress, I can build a warehouse, a bank, and then a calf, a pub, or a salon. So keep doing the quests to unlock these, which increase the worker speed, which means you'll have to do less clicking and it'll be more automative like this. Because when you start the game, it is fairly click intensive, and I'm so glad I've got these builders to make it less click intensive and more automated. On to the next tip, and this is mainly for the most sales competition. You can make use of the boat here. So the boat is unlocked when you progress in the quest, and as you can see here, it will come back in 4 minutes 33 seconds. When you have a bunch of resources like this lying around, you can just see the bicycles there. Oh, it's getting to the mine. I want to actually pick up the bicycle. It looks like I'll have to move this building, so I move the building, move it over there temporarily, pick up this bicycle if I can. Looks like I can't pick up the bicycle, so I might have to move the mine also. Let's move the mine over there temporarily, so I can pick up these items on the floor here. I'm going to pick up this burger, and what you want to do is you want to put it next to this dock. The reason you do this is when the ship comes back, you can load all these items that are not on the current design, or if they're just leftover resources, onto the dock, and it will count as a sale. So every time this comes back, you want to have a pile of resources stocked here, like which ones are not being sold by the truck and which are overflown. You want to put them on the boat and then use it for the competition for most sales. Quite a lot of people don't know about this or haven't unlocked it yet. I suggest you progress in the quest to unlock it, because it's really useful for the most sales competition. I've managed to rank first and second on some of the competitions by using this trick, especially on launch day. I managed to get a really good score on the first ever most sales competition, I believe. So those were some quick and easy tips to improve your legacy gameplay. Now, this is the first time I'm playing the game. I did not participate in any of the beta, so I'm still figuring out all this information. But as soon as I figure it out, I'll post videos for you guys, so you guys don't have to scramble your brains trying to figure this stuff out. I'll try and do that for you, so it saves your sanity. As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell, because it's free and it's the easiest way to support me as a creator. Also, if you want to ask me questions, the easiest way to get a hold of me is through my Discord. The link is in the description, so make sure you join that. And if you want to stay up to date with the announcements in the Gala Games platform, then join me over on Twitter or X, as it's now rebranded to. I post all the information, leaks, sneak peeks, and any information I get there first before it's made into a video. So if you want the information as soon as it's discovered, then give me a follow over on X. And in a couple of hours, I'll be streaming over on Twitch, so if you want to hang out live, feel free to jump in. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next Gala Games ecosystem Web3 gaming video.